let's see what they can do here as they get onto Haven as their first map.
The funny thing is we already got the information what kind of maps we're taking a look at. The first one is going to be Haven, very obviously, as you said right there. It's going to be Gen.G starting on the defense. Ascent is going to be the second map we're seeing, and it is going to be Gen.G starting on the offense then. And finally would be Split. I mean, the classic one. The classic one we basically know from from Viper in itself. But as you see right there, pretty straightforward what they're going to pick. Pretty straightforward what's going to happen. EleyTY picking nothing else than the wonderful Cypher. Lyn is the one to watch out, 100%.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And specifically, they've been cited as saying that their Viper plays very different to other Vipers in that you're not going to see like the immediate walls thrown down right at the start of the round or right before the barriers drop. Of course, they like to wait it for a little bit later into the round. So that's what we're going to specifically be looking out for. I also want to say that when we told GMD that we were playing chess, he said we were probably bad. So, you know, he was talking shit about us casters. That's okay. But now he's got to back it up in his play-in game here on the Omen.
True. I mean, talking about backing it up, I want to back you up. I want to back us up on this. Obviously, no shit talk, but you know, I'm just reading out the statistics. Recently, it is Gen.G who still had a good bunch of chances and did not make it to qualify for First Strike in A. NSG, they didn't make it. They pretty much ended up to be even between 9 and 12, which didn't give them a slot directly in the UMG tournament. Next up, we saw them even having a bit of an issue in the UMG qualifier number 1, where they had a rough time against FaZe, losing 2-1. This should be hypothetically a snack, but talking previously to Anders, he pretty much mentioned the big thing is people are sleeping on us. And if that is true, if that is the fact, Ender, they gotta prove it right now, 100%.
Yeah, and we'll see what they can do. Of course, last round save been doing a lot of good things, winning out in some tier 2 tournaments, but have yet to really take down some of the big teams here in North American Valorant. We got the huge zoom out at the start of the round. I love it. It's beautiful this time of year over on Haven. We'll see what they'll be able to do, as it looks like the attackers are set up for a bit of a C hit towards the start.
The leaves are getting brown and fall. It's all just going to hit the ground beautifully as the entire symphony of colors is going to be assembled over here in Haven. It's got to be a symphony of wonderful, astute team play that got to bring those teams together. And here we have the wall splitting up the B side, a good part of mid. They basically capture mid control for free, and let's see how that wall plays in.
It effectively lets you isolate that window area, but Gen.G are not slowing down at all as they just sprint their way into Garage. They only finish off one player though, or they get 2 for the price of 1 here as Viper pushes up towards C long.
And as Lyn tries to really split that side and split the mid control, seems like it put a bit of confusion. Interesting Smokey, by the way, saw deep down into C he has thrown, and now he brings up the wall. Though it should fall immediately, it does not change the matter of fact that this was a free rotation. Yeah. It is wonderful.
It makes Gen.G play a whole lot more hesitantly, right? You know, not feeling super comfortable sprinting on forward right there. I do believe that if you look at the overlay, we are Gen.G on defense here, since Lyn's going to be rocking the Viper. Takes the peek down A long here, and a really good setup here on the post plant here too from last round save.
Absolutely, and it has to really now come down to Gen.G to make this one move where it should be you getting, well, that frag on long, I wanted to say, but in the meantime.
Shawn ups down! Doesn't work.
Nope. Surprise momentum ain't there. And this is costing them the first. Talking about that, quickly, a really quick mention when we talk about Haven, they actually have a 67% win rate on it, and they are fairly successful when it comes down to locking, you know, down the defense. Yeah. But recently seen, for example, against FaZe, the total opposite was present. They somehow couldn't handle fast aggression, and maybe, I don't know, Ender, that could be the surprise thing, with now Viper being a totally different component.
Yeah, now we are seeing some of the tendencies pop up again in the second round from Gen.G, where when they are in an eco, you'll see them really hard stack a site. They've got 4 players at a 2 up sewers, 2 up long, looking for that quick flank. But Lyn is hanging out over in a lobby, ready to see if any players pop out of the smoke. And they do.
They do, and they're suddenly are the casualties. Shawn is finding the one onto Lin, and Sniper is staying patient as he knows that are coming by. But they rotate back immediately. I think they made a lot of noise. They pretty much showed their presence. They won't come here again anytime soon.
Yeah, but they did purchase a Stinger on this round, so they are battling for it just a bit. They weren't able to push and capture the Bulldog that they knocked down, so not able to upgrade in that regard. And now it looks like Apo's going to be holding that A flank again. As a player looks to pop out in just a moment. Oh, he turns around at the right time, but he gets punished by Gen.G.
Major punishment coming in. And as, well, the problems occur more and more and more.
One enemy remaining.
It suddenly seems to still
30 seconds left.
Be the firepower on the side of Gen.G. The pure firepower that sometimes can turn things like that around. 20 more seconds and GMD and Co pretty much got locked down. And
it's rough. Map looks a bit lost at the moment as he goes down A long, and now that should mean he gets the plant down. So a little bit of extra money for the rest of his team on 21 HP
10
though.
seconds left.
Feels like that's pretty much all he's playing for. On the other side of things, full HP on GMD and player one.
He still would have the teleport to work with. He knows one player for City, that's 100% certain. Math knows he can't play with much than just the Sheriff as... Oh, the chances are low, the chances are getting lower, worse and worse. And it's all turning out to be sinister and dark.
Yeah, I mean, that round we just saw a whole lot more aggression coming out from Gen.G, whereas the first round, last round save played really aggressively right outside of that garage area with the wall thrown up. That round, 4 players down A long, got the 1-for-1 trade at the start. It was a forced round coming through from Gen.G, so they were able to fight back pretty effectively there. They'll be able to carry all those SMGs over into this next round. Only one Phantom being purchased up, make sure you hold on to a little bit of extra money there because, well, let's face it, last round save are not going to be able to pack that much of a punch.
No, they shouldn't. They hypothetically shouldn't be able to do so. And as though a bit of distraction we saw in the pistol round working quite well, it's Math and Co who now try to abuse once more the mid control they can get. Funny-wise, not starting with the Viper wall from start. So the momentum is going to be very interesting to see when they put that one to use.
It's a cute little kill from Mav there. Blasting the player up in garage window, and that's 2 entries now with the Sheriffs. They're playing it slow though, overhealing on Sniper's Reyna, but he runs out of ammunition. MkaeL knocks him out.
And that's getting a little nasty suddenly, as right now Shawn knows there is a Viper wall separating the two, but he does not care, shoots through, and gets everybody who waits on the other side. A quick look on the minimap tells us that Viper is deep in, but the camera has spotted the poor man under Haven.
Player one is just gonna wait. Oh, he sees sees the head. Knocks him down. And now, because that wall, there's so much hesitation from Gen.G. You can see Shawn's playing way deep over towards C-Link. Finally, the rotation came through from MkaeL, so he's up in that A Heaven area, but EleyTY is now entering into C-Link. Has the angle, gets the kill. That means C-Site's open.
That is fully open, and man, oh man, what kind of opportunity opens up with that? Could still do it for long. The entire utility on Apotheon is amazing. The lad is featured with the wall, even his ult by now, and the risk is being rewarded. An outstanding round we right now see here, and it just could turn into their second.
Yeah, Oppo has access to the run it back, but I think gonna hold on to that in the 1v2. Player one makes noise trying to jump for the Phantom, it looked like. That's my best guess. Sees the player out of the smoke, but on the reload, his back is turned. What Oppo do? It's not good enough. Player one gets the triple.
But that's a point I don't necessarily understand. He would have had his ult to come around the corner. He would have had his ult to wait back and see long.
Yep.
That's killing it. That's absolutely killing it. It's the second one. That should have not went the way of Gen.G. The entire ties were turning.
The difficulty there, so I think the reason we don't see Apo run to C long and, run over there with EleyTY is they didn't know where player one was going to come from, right? Like, player one ended up coming from C-Link, that ended up punishing them, but it's possible they run down C long, and all of a sudden there's a Cypher coming in from behind them. I do agree that would have been the easiest way to play it, and, with the positioning that player one ended up taking, that would almost mean a guaranteed 1 round from last round save, but they didn't have perfect information and tried to just play off each other without the ulti, which didn't work.
The point you're having. In the meantime, MkaeL,
whiff. 0 for
Yeah,
3.
I think it was. I think the idea of this was in this case that you try to get more info off of it with that one.
I think also if you can get your ult in like round 3 or 4, like one of those really early ults, you pop it, right? And chance that you can get maybe 3, 4 ults in the half if you're having a good game for yourself here. Is actually huynh is pretty far forward there on the Jett, an angle you don't necessarily expect.
Look at the danger that though is presented for this crossfire. Shawn can pop the flash anytime soon, and once his teammate feels ready to push through,
I have the spike.
it's a problem that will now occur. Screen's going down, vision has now been opened again, and in front of the gates of B, a few soldiers are waiting to conquer.
Yeah, that wall gives so much territory for last round's save to be able to obtain for themselves, but I kind of like how GMD is playing it really deep back in that cubby in B site, just waiting to see if anyone's lurking up through mid. As the wall goes up, he's a little bit more suspicious that something may be happening, and 3 players are about to meet him in the box.
How enjoyable this wall is. It must be really bad to adapt to this thing. It doesn't change the matter of fact, though, that pressure is high. Problems start to occur, and it could be just... no, it's not going to be any final moment. The running back identifies 2.
He lost his armor at the last second. That feels really bad here. 5 versus 3, so not the worst. Make that a 5v2. Now it seems like save is the name of the game here for Gen.G. There's not too much more you can do after a play like that.
Yeah, decent ults. Very, very decent ult we saw right there coming in, as this obviously gave them the opportunity to realize, okay, 2 players wait on the A side. Yes, he lost his armor. That's for sure a bit of a disaster, but only a minor one, I would say. And so,
you know, the interesting thing to me is that 3 rounds in, or 4 rounds in now, we've seen the exact same Viper setup, so it's not that same thing we were maybe expecting, or it changed a lot, and that could be a Haven specific thing, or they're just holding on to their other options a little bit later into the game, because like you were saying towards the start of the round, it's like, oh, come on.
What? Mate.
Okay, well, that is a disaster. That is a complete disaster. What am I looking at? You know, I was about to make this great thing about like, hey, you know, like the Viper wall can be, you know, difficult to learn. You know, they're having to adapt to it throughout the game. But if it's the same wall every time, well, then eventually you're probably going to figure it out. And that's why I'm expecting maybe a few rounds down the line, maybe that changes up. Although this wall does look really, really strong because of the way it divides up mid and prevents really much aggression coming out, I think, from Gen.G's side.
Yeah, I think we can dive in later in one of those cheap rounds and more of those ecos. I mean, it is one, but right now, the aggression, that could be painful to watch. They know deep down mid, they already push in a way that it might be just time to put up the Viper wall and deny any vision. As in the meantime, they find the frags, they find the entries, but we know the firepower that is behind Gen.G.
Yeah, those tiles got taken down early and the spam just comes through one more time. Looks like last round save just going to be attacking that B site here. EleyTY seems to know exactly where it is, but the shot dart comes out, gets the kill. That'll be at least 1 for Gen.G to tank to the bank.
And I think to quickly mention the Viper wall, because I think it might be the ideal point, is when we take a look at it, it isolates the window mid to B section entirely from garage. So the flanks have less of a vision. It could be very helpful in after plant, obviously, when you're, for example, planting it for something like window. When the players are pushing through, they first of all have no vision who's actually awaiting them. So when they push out, you could have an easy one there. Also very easy if you want to take mid that way. And then I think we don't really have to say much about the B side split. That's outstanding.
Easy knockdown right there. They push through B side over to A, drop the spike down, and then wait to see where MkaeL is going to show his head up. Now huyhn's going to be rocking an op for himself on this Jett, just boost it up towards mid, but the wall really does make it awkward. He's not going to really have a good angle towards window. He could technically see it from over there, and then obviously play down and spot out that lower grass area towards the start of mid. So I think this is probably going to be the best bet for him when trying to clear through mid, but it doesn't even seem like last round Cypher going to be putting any pressure towards that area.
I think you're right. He doesn't have an angle with it. He does not have an angle with it, and that is painful to watch. Cypher on his own, that's player 1, and the French Canadians definitely have a bit of a struggle as we talk about it. Player 1 cannot find any further than that, and this could be an A site that's fully belonging to LRS.
I mean, player one got the 1 kill. Win right there was able to get another, but it's a fake Zest. We got baited because Mav and Lynn and the rest of the crew are here on the C site. It's completely open. 4 players from Gen.G are just now going to get the information that, hey, the spike is down, and now you have to come into Viper's pit to stop it from exploding.
Yeah, you definitely don't enjoy to see that, especially if she has both of her mollies, both of her toxins back at it, and Ellie is just like, hold on. Humiliated. Absolutely put the guillotine.
MkaeL was just trying to play with his drone, you know, trying to take some pictures, set up some video for the rest of the team. He gets shot in the back of the head, and now it is that even 3 versus 3, but it's so hard to step into this site.
Let me take my vacation.
What can you do?
Come on. And the good part is I mean, I just want to say for a second the good part is, but then Shawn and Uy wait back into spawn that they rotate over CT. Can't make it work. It is Ellie.
Oh, that's a really big kill from Eley, actually, because the thing is, when Viper's ult goes down like that, Gen.G actually had a really good play where they watched all the angles out of it, because you expect last round save to be camping inside of that ultimate ever since they made the change so your teammates' HP doesn't tick down inside of it. So they knew, like, they had to sprint to get away from the spike's explosions. So they got a couple kills on the exit. Eley's able to trade 1 back right there. And I think on the other side, GMD even had to use his teleport to get out of Cubby, because otherwise he would lose points off of his armor, because there was some Molotov that was tossed down by the Viper as well there. So a lot of frustration coming through from that agent already.
How confident Eley is moving through the entire chaos created over there on A-Long. He was pretty much just in his camp, checking if anyone is pushing short, whilst the vision of the opponents has been blocked.
Get out of my way.
And Gen.G don't seem really comfortable right here. And I would not say that they are in the spot at the moment where it seems like it's just not their playstyle they can right now force into the opponent. Individually, they're there, but their playstyle is just not at the place they'd like it to be.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of the good aggression come out from them when they were able to force up in the second round. They got around there, but since then, been a little bit quiet for them. Wynn just popped the Dags right there, holding on to his economy just a little bit. Not too expensive to go for a purchase like that. As Shawn spams his Sheriff through the smoke without too much success. GMD gets 1 for himself, though.
Not a very good frag here, just through the Viper wall. But other than that, the B site belongs to at least 1 man.
Oh, look at the bait and switch. Like, Apo's sitting on the site. Meanwhile, a couple of his friends are sneaking over towards that A site, and Cypher set up on C, so there's going to be no information of this creep forward here from Lynn.
True. The issue is, though, that time is ticking. 19 seconds, and Sova is the only one who could make a difference. As maybe a shot card preset. No, it is Apo finding 1. And this is big time plays. This is right now distracting the opponent. This is costing time, and this is bringing them in a good spot.
All right, well, Wynn was able to get the kill with the Dags, and that does mean the reset and, of course, a Vandal that I believe went into the hands of MkaeL. Mav, though, perched up in heaven. This is a great spot. You can hold on to it for a lot longer. Wynn comes in with the kill.
Oh, and this is beautiful stuff we see right now coming out of nobody else in Yui. It is the Jett. It is the daggers that bring the move, and suddenly you see that sometimes you just individually slap them in the face, and that seals the deal.
That was a very clutch round from him. Of course, Wynn came out of that garage positioning once he got information that Apo was chilling out inside of mid. Got 1 kill with the Dags and went up flying through heaven for that great retake. I love retaking the site as Jett through that A heaven area when you have the daggers ready to go, especially when there's just a couple players left on the enemy team. You can get that upward positioning with the rest of your team flooding in from underneath, and it makes it so hard to deal with. So really great kill from him, and that's going to mean he's not just got an operator, but also almost 5,000 credits in the bank on top.
Gotta say, this is absolutely outstanding. This is absolutely wonderful Valorant we experience right here for the moment. I just saw, by the way, that we still stream under the category of chess.
We should probably change that.
It depends the way you see it, but it also depends if you even see anything. Apo is absolutely blind, no chance for this man. But the seaside is definitely going to be conquered. They're swamping onto it. The walls are already crumbling and falling as frags are found left, right, and center.
Put him to sleep. That is rough. Well, Wynn worked the magic last round and got a triple, but it's a little bit different when you're the only one left alive. He has an op in his hands too, if you recall. So he's just going to chill out here and look for any sort of exits to come in. With the Cypher trap set up, though, down C long, I don't think we're going to see anyone walk into his waiting arms this round like we did a couple ago.
I think that Jett should really try to work on her biceps a little bit.
Whoa!
Get a whole
Excuse me, are you body shaming? Excuse me!
Listen, this is a heavy operator. This is a heavy freaking rifle. I mean...
Okay, that op does look sick. That op is just, that's the Jett aesthetic right there. True. Honestly, Jett is just trying to juke our observer right now.
That's a good shit.
I love it.
Can we get the camera out? Click. There we go. Beautiful
picture.
There
you go. No one's going to show up. They had the option to go try and hunt down the operator if they wanted to, but didn't want to give any free kills over. A lot of money in the bank here for last round save, and should be decent enough for Gen.G. They can go ahead and get a buy here with Huynh handing a gun over towards Shawn. Looked like. Now, the thing is, this round, you've also got the Hunter's Fury ready to go, and the Empress for Sniper 2. So, in terms of those fast hits, one good dart, you get a tag off. That can very easily mean a kill, too. So, wait for that. If it comes through, we're going to expect to see last round save hit this site hard.
Absolutely. And as you realize, it is Gen.G
nowhere to run
to find any pace. Oh,
it doesn't come out. They slow it down for the time being. Don't use the ultimate, but they are already out on the site. Lynn down long gets one.
And it seems to be the operator that now needs to do the heavy lifting, as for the moment, it is the first step, getting the spike down. That's obviously going to work. The rotation is big, but look, somebody is once more lurking back deep on mid, and this is bringing them a bit of the edge. Take a look at it.
Yeah, EleyTY very deep. He was spotted out, though. We'll have to remove the dart from him. But again, it buys time because he knows his player's ceiling. He's getting pushed now by GMD. It's a good push. GMD gets the kill.
That hurts, but still, it doesn't change the matter of fact that time is ticking. The clock is going faster and faster. The pressure is high. It's building up on them as they make the move. Sniper is showing a bit of his shoulder. Player one is failing as well. Sniper is having his time, and nobody can stop this Reyna from performing. It's another round that has been given away. Another round where the gates were just too tough. Nothing could break those walls.
It's just a huge round from a Sniper playing in hell. One by one, they peeked into the Reyna, and that's exactly how Reyna likes to fight you. You know, you have to be able to instantly swing and trade off of those trades right there, but Gen.G weren't quite able to piece it together. Huynh escapes one more round, holding on to that operator, but it's looking a bit grimmer for Gen.G after that.
Yeah. Again, Gen.G, overall, when we talk about this map and we talk about statistics, it is something that seems to be just a bit more working on the defense for them. And, you know, it is about time for them.
He marks one, but hey, Gen.G, the rest of Gen.G showing up with some heavy mid-aggression.
Oh, double flashes. I mean, that's painful.
Shawn did play it really well, though. Shawn was juking out those flashes, turning away, got the trade out, too, and now has a Phantom in his inventory. So it's just Lynn and Mav here remaining for last round save. Lynn's going to go back and pick up the spike here, and Mav may just use his ulti to scout out A. Yep, sees one there, and that's going to mean Lynn wants to head over to C, but maybe that's a little bit predictable here, because Huynh isn't going to leave that site, and he's still got the op.
That's the first thing. And second of all, what I don't find fairly concerning, LRS should not be allowed to get on a site, because if they do, they will most likely use their Viper ult, and that's could be once more absolutely denial of the round.
Definitely doesn't want to play into that, right? And you can see with the lurk up through mid from Mav, it's actually opened up the B site. So it looked like it was going to be a C hit. They changed that up, and MkaeL now is out of his darts, right? He doesn't have the shock darts to interrupt the plant to get the kill onto Lynn. Even 36 HP on this Viper could be enough to win the round.
And there it goes. They absolutely abuse it. Viper ult is just too powerful. Though I'm not agreeing with this. No, this was not part of the plan. Pushing out, and this suddenly could just result into a bit of a problem. Though this Viper ult, take a look at all the toxin. Look at all the spray. The disgusting.
Aggressive as hell. He just had a pistol out, was trying to fly over it, but now Lin is playing out, and that ulti takes so long before actually timing out. It's brilliant play, and he thinks he's still in the smoke. Gen.G's completely confused. Lin knows exactly what to do in this situation. Brilliant play out of Lin. He baits it all the way out of his pit, waits to play off of the time, and spams through the smoke for the final kill.
I mean, we called it, and there you have it. This is the Viper ult really sealing the deal. What a wonderful, wonderful, outstanding usage of it. Though I'm not quite sure if I'm happy how MkaeL picked out of that. Still, it doesn't change the matter of fact that this round worked once more. It's the 7th one they picked on Haven. A map that statistically looks quite fine for Gen.G when we talk about the matter of fact that they usually pick up, well, out of over 30 matches, 19 wins.
I'm gonna be honest, I came in today excited to see some Viper play, but after a couple of these rounds, I'm becoming a little bit more of a believer. Lin is legit on this agent, and that mid wall has caused so many problems for Gen.G all game long. EleyTY here with the engagement, but Gen.G picks up the kill and will be able to escape on out of that one.
Take flight.
Gets the invisibility to skirt on out of danger.
Too much power over there on A-Long. No real chance to get out of that, and well, it seems like the sneaky game is once wrong. A quick look over on C-Long tells us that only the wonderful Cypher is awaiting it. Reyna joins, coming in from the back lines. And I don't think player one should stand any chance, but I'm horribly wrong. This man, as usual, is on fire. And only Apo can change the outcome.
Apo's not in an easy position. There's 2 players bundled up towards C-Link, and of course, MkaeL playing all the way down C-Long. So I like Apo's decision to try and escape from here. Maybe get a kill on the exit, but he's not going to run into anyone for the time being. Feels like Gen.G still expect him to be on that C site, so this little walk away is looking pretty good for him. He may be able to get a plant down. Like, he could commit to a plant pretty easily.
I think there's the bit of an issue is that they really leave out every opportunity of him going A, but
he doesn't have time to clear a site, and that's the problem, right? He's still gonna go there. He's making the educated guess there is no one here.
You gotta run.
7 seconds left. You have 4 seconds to plant. He could walk it the whole way. Nope. Wait. There's no time now.
There isn't. Oh no. Oh no. A tiny mistake. A tiny one by Apo that is pretty much costing him at least the opportunity. I mean, realistically, we didn't see him win the round. Right?
You know what? Still. He still got the ulti charge, right? He's got his ultimate. Who cares, I guess?
Gotta say, one thing about Apo, we previously found out, the guy's just 17 years old and previously has not played any shooter before. Only League of Legends.
Wait, he's a League of Legends player?
He's officially before that League of Legends player.
Yo,
yes.
That's sick. I'm a
Coming
League of
out of your hood, basically.
But I'm Diamond 3 in Valorant now. I'm hoping to get that immortal push maybe after the games tonight. I'm learning some strats, but I don't think I can pull out as good a Viper as Lin.
Maybe you can take some classes with him.
I love shooting at the other camera. Weird little situation. The run it back to try and enter the site. I love it. All the flashes make it super easy.
And suddenly they already conquered it. Seems like there was no real defense mechanism that was holding it up. Actually running for the Tripwire, which now minimizes risk for your team. And so they got all the angles. And double Tripwire, by the way, back on the site. Working off good for Sniper, as now they know there's definitely something coming along. CT is awaiting as well. Garage, who should have heard. They got pretty much all the info, don't they?
They might swing out here. They're able to finish off EleyTY. That's a really good flank with 2 players now. Huynh and Shawn try and just pincer down onto LRS.
And the thing is, LRS has nothing really to work with because they don't have any of those ults. They cannot make it work with anything, and suddenly it's sinister times, except MkaeL has one of those exceptional plays. The bomb is going in the wrong place, and it's getting caught off guard. 5-7, it is actually Gen.G fighting back quite massively.
Not a bad half there on defense. Coming away with 5 rounds are Gen.G, but this is looking to be a close matchup. You know, a lot of these fights have been pretty back and forth. I do like it a lot.
You know what we're going to see, though? You know what's happening now, Ender?
What?
It's the Viper wall on defense.
Yes! What's it going to be?
I think I know.
What is it?
Oh, look. He split Garage
yeah.
bottom and C. That's nasty.
Like I do like it. I like it. Going right outside of garage. I mean, what this effectively allows you to do, right, is you're always going to have a threat outside of B site inside that cubby. If you chuck that wall up at any point in the round, just adds another angle you have to clear to the list. But with a couple players outside of garage too.
Now what?
It slows it down. Like, do you step through this? Like, you have to be crazy to step through that. Too close for Gen.G though.
One enemy remaining.
And
Wow.
suddenly, that
It's
was fast.
pandemonium.
It is. I mean, the slaughterhouse pretty much happened to be down there in B mid, or more likely in front of garage. And as everybody was running into the meat grinder, only 3 soldiers remain back on the side. It's EleyTY who will try his best to retrieve anything. He got the ghost in his hands, and it's about time to make some bullets.
I mean, I kind of like that play, jumping out of your own smoke there from garage, because it didn't seem like Gen.G expected that at all, the quick flank, because they tried to run quickly down the middle of the map. Now what can EleyTY do? Both players are down C long, and that bomb is planted in the perfect position. He cannot instantly peek and take cover, so he has to win 2 gunfights at the same time, which not very doable, if you ask me. That's why I like pushing forward for this.
Yeah, poor lad.
There you go.
I mean,
I think that's the best case scenario in that position, right? You have to push down, try and win the fight against the player in cubby, and then hope you can flick over and trade that second one as well. But, you know, it was just a good plant situation there. Good play from Gen.G to come away with that round.
I'm very much interested to see how much respect Gen.G will pay to the wall overall throughout the entire process of this game, because we still have a quite even score, which means we're going to see a good bunch of rounds at this point in time. So for the moment, A side stack it is. They leave B open entirely and isolate. Actually, they rule out C immediately. This could be working quite well if Sniper would have not died immediately.
Yeah, it's just a full save though from LRS, so not much they can do. Although Apo does get at least 1 for his trouble. That'll mean Gen.G get free access onto the site, and well, LRS are gonna try to get as many guns off their opponents as they possibly can.
Actually, still a good eco considering what's happening right now.
We take those.
Absolutely. Maybe more in the exits.
One player remaining.
Close.
I was about to say, if Mav got that kill, that's just mean. If that comes through right there. When playing right on the outside of this smoke, and Lynn doesn't have too much to work with. Hello.
Just a little kiss and right. Well, 7-7 it is. And well,
with money, does the wall change? That's what I want to know. Or is it just going to be the stocks? It does change. Look where Lynn's headed. That's not to see sight.
You know, you know how I feel like? It's a bit like Christmas, and you just wait for Viper to give you the presents.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so this one also catches C long. I mean, the other one did too, but this one will cut off cubby as well, so no player can step forward into that quite as easily. It also means that there's the threat of a push forward from the rest of LRS here. Lynn comes over. He wants that ult charge. He's 2 points away after picking that one up, and that can be very effective at locking down areas of the map.
Still, the wall has not been taken up yet, and you know, when we see the threat that is coming close, it might be just about time to do so. It is definitely the C side they're heading to. It is definitely big pressure that now comes to the guys that's talking about it. It is EleyTY who can't deal all the damage. It is EleyTY who falls with his team April, and suddenly the C side's ender to be taken. It's fallen, and
yeah, that's just a disaster too, because there was a Vandal on EleyTY. That one's gonna get handed over. Mav's able to get 1 for his trouble, and now it is doable for them. Lynn is going to be pushing over towards C long and may be able to catch out Win here. Win on very low HP, so needs that instant headshot to win this. It's just a Spectre.
Still decent ink. Ain't gonna make much more work than that. Time is ticking though, and suddenly they're still there to do it. They take the risk. They make the move. Is there enough, Ender? I think it will be.
Yep.
Yes, it works.
They've got
last second.
Lynn on just a sliver of HP, but it's good enough. That late flank through C long, and I mean, Win has a rifle. He wins that. That means the whole round is won too, but he didn't. It was just a Spectre in the hands of the Jett there, so wasn't able to come away with the win, even though he was clicking a little bit faster there.
Big respect. Big respect. This has been a decent play. Another wall, isn't it?
Yeah, he's mixing it up just a little bit. Not huge changes, but again, instead of locking off C long, it's now going to lock off A lobby. Now,
Yeah.
this would be more effective if there wasn't a quick push in here from Gen.G, but because they're going to go ahead and bypass this wall, it's not going to mean a whole lot. Similar to the last wall, where it wasn't super effective, and Viper's pit was dropped on C long, so it does lock off that site pretty decently, but again, will not be effective, as this will be an A hit.
I think if somebody's rewatching this VOD, they'd be absolutely fascinated what kind of ability Viper can actually bring to the server. How much she can actually isolate within room.
Definitely could. I mean, if you assume, actually, we have to watch snipers. He's going aggressive, but Shawn gets two, says thank you very much. Thinks about leaving, decides, well, I have a second body there. I'm going to suck the life out of that one. When also opens up with a kill of his own.
Well, seems like sucking out of the life right now seems to be a pretty well-working face when it comes to Gen.G and their opponent, as they suck out the life of every single one of those players. It is only Viper remaining.
Don't leave the pit. Don't leave the pit, Lynn. It's not worth it.
How does Viper actually look when her... Can we take a look at her face? Her face always looks different when she has her ults up.
Does it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Oh, well, it's down now. Because, I mean, the reason why Lynn hops out of that one, right, is because if Gen.G know that the Viper ult is still up, well, then Viper can only be in such a close area around that or inside of it. So he lets it drop to project more threat, make it so that Gen.G have to be a little bit slower when they're clearing out and trying to hunt down for this final kill, even if he is playing in just about the same exact area. If there's going to be a fight, it's between him and player one, and player one may just go ahead and take it here at the very end.
Oh no, poor Lynn falling last second after she did the tango on the spot. No real chance, and nonetheless, it is getting absolutely intense. It is getting absolutely intense at the moment. This is one of those games.
This is a nice spot.
You know, if we take a look at the list, right, or what Gen.G played against recently. On this map, Team Solo Mid, Cloud9 Blue, Immortals, Envy, Sentinels, built by gamers, prospects, and you know, ups and downs, wins and losses, but this is getting tight and problematic for sure at the moment.
Now we'll see what they'll be able to do. It's a full eco here pretty much from the side of LRS, and Shawn making good work in the sewers one more time. MkaeL there to help him out as well. It's already down to 2 players for LRS. Not much to be done.
Take flight.
Now the weaponry, not really a thing. Now the poor Viper has been hurt, as you see right there.
Right here.
The threat on the A side is closing in. They find the frags left and center and close it out right here. And this is going to be now the moment where we see Need to Think swing. It's about time to see a swing in the play. And a pause, actually, we get into.
All right. Tactical pause, it does seem like. I don't know the exact rules on how long that's allowed to last, but we can take a moment to go ahead and check out what both sides actually have available to them. It'll be full buys for both sides, full utility for sure, and then it's a matter of the ultimates that are ready to go here. I like Gen.G having the Hunter Sphere. I think is just such a powerful ult, especially on attack. You're able to scout out, get that first kill, and it opens up the whole map without even having to take an engagement. That's really where the power of that ulti does come in from. Double Empresses from our 2 Reynas on this map, as well as run it back here for Oppo if he wants to get a little bit more aggressive with that Phoenix, maybe push out of Garage. These plays are options for him.
EleyTY, actually, if some of you didn't
know. You know what would be interesting?
Tell me.
I wonder if you, because Viper's wall can go down before a round, you can call a tactical pause anytime during that. So you can call the tactical pause after you see where Viper put a utility already. That's like the next level mind games, no?
I'm not quite sure if we're on the same page. I think you have to explain it to me in an eco or something.
Okay,
Because I'm not quite sure if we're talking about the same thing. In the meantime, what we're definitely talking about, and what we definitely both experience, is the slight, but only slight, pressure that last round standing half at the moment. 9-8 definitely is a close scoreline. I think we don't really need to discuss that. At the same time, it's starting to become a little heated, and
no more charges.
with what we have seen, the weather forecast looks like it's going to be electrifying.
Hunter Fury comes in, but doesn't tag anyone. I don't believe. Win does get 1 kill, though. That's going to be a big one for him, but Oppo trades 2. This round is close. Now it's all to Shawn.
Yeah, but if there is a man who actually deals with such situation easily, it would be Shawn, but in this situation, no chance. You have to hit me again. What was your call with the tech timeout?
All
and
right, so
Bible?
the tactical pause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying is because Viper can put her wall down before the barriers drop, right?
Yeah.
My assumption is that you can call a tactical pause at any time before barriers drop. So you
Yeah.
could wait until after you see the enemy Viper's wall, then call the tactical pause and like talk about it a bit. Like you actually can get information from the opponents
Now I get
before
you.
calling that pause.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Might be something that could be tweaked in the future.
I don't think it's like a big deal, but hey, min-maxing,
Valid
I'm all
point.
for it.
It's a
Oh
valid point.
no, did GMG get blind? No, that was down long.
Actually, that was disgusting because they made the player blind. Following what they also did is then.
Oh, but Win was in a great spot. He pushed through a Molotov, took a lot of damage off it, but was in a great position, unexpected, where he got 2 kills now.
The drone didn't spot him.
I know exactly where.
They no. Oh,
Brutal.
poor Math. He was actually not seen.
A little bit too unfair there. The information gathering tools available to them. Now Lynn trying to hold the site for enough time, gets
Player
1.
remaining.
It's not enough for 2.
A little unfortunate she didn't use
Spike
her
planted.
poison she could have had available. And well, as EleyTY has one more player waiting on short and a good bunch more onto the side itself, heading off. I'm alright, I'm a head out. And that's the best move. Anyway, poor Dart, actually good decision from Sova to put it that much up, but
But it's the fake out. He's
It is
waiting
the
for an exit frag. But will he find one? It's
I don't know.
possible. Player 1's in a awkward position there. He hears him step down. Now he's ready to go for the shot on the swing. Nice little play from EleyTY. Gets the kill, heads on out. Nah, no one's in heaven. He's going to be fine there. Just removes 1 gun from the side of Gen.G before making his way off the site.
actually, many might not just know about it, but if you don't know who EleyTY actually is, the man has previously done a quite decent impact on Counter-Strike Global Offensive, previously casting the Counter-Strike teams of the likes of Envy, Splice, or NRG. So, you know, decision-wise...
What's that game you're talking? Counter?
Counter-Strike?
Strikers? What,
This is a nice
what's
spot.
that one?
I'll be honest, you know, I have to pull that. Definitely one of the best
Global
first-person
what?
shooters in the world. Either way, still a man with a lot of knowledge about first-person shooters and the game itself. Definitely the mind and brain, as in the meantime... Oh, one way.
Oh, little one way. I like that. Although, he can't really see feet, so it's possible that someone could step up into the cubby without Lynn knowing about that one. But I like being able to play off the timing of your smokes. That's one of the things that's pretty sweet about Viper is she's really the only agent in the game where the smoke time is variable, right? So you can pull that down whenever you want and look for the peak when your opponents don't necessarily expect it to come out from. Can mean some pretty cool things for when it comes to like op-dueling here with them playing back on the platform on C.
And it seems like at this point in time, it is Gen.G absolutely avoiding Viper at any cost because it's not fun. It's not enjoyable at any point in time. And so the only decision they have is we rather hat off of that. We really don't want to meet her.
Yeah, don't want to mess around with that. I do wonder though if Lynn's ultimate is up, is he still opping? Because I don't think he is. I think then he hands that off and starts picking up a rifle or something like that. Operator not super useful inside of the pit. Now it looks like with 30 seconds left, Gen.G are going to decide they want to hit that A
30
site.
seconds
but
left.
There's some tripwires there ready to go, and a lurk also out through B from GMD.
The question is, I mean, is that maybe a bit too cheap of a fake? Now, the decision has been made. Math is the player who has absolutely no chance to make anything work of that. Reyna's flash is
10
also going to be
seconds
denied, and it seems like we will see the 11th, except there's anything exceptional from the side of LRS. But it might be just reasonable to say, as though Apotheon.
Ooh, cute little movement there to pick up the Vandal and get on out of there. Gonna be very happy with a gun like that, especially with Gen.G pushing up to 11 rounds. After that spike explodes, they're gonna need all the firepower they can get to make sure it doesn't go to match point.
Really sinister times, especially considering right at that point that they had entry damage, not an entry frag, but it was actually the opponent's Jett who got tagged up massively, still not killed. But it wasn't enough, and Seems like ever since when they got this long streak on the aggressor side, they were able to somehow dictate the pace, dictate the game, and Gen.G is having none of that right now.
Yeah, Gen.G look really good on attack. I will say that very much. I mean, they took that last round super slow, right? They just wanted to see, you know, is there going to be any aggression coming out from LRS? Can we get a kill to start things off quickly? But nope, there wasn't. 30 seconds left on the clock. They decided we're going to hit A. They get the entry kill. Of course, Omen was making a lot of noise towards B, which meant the rotations over towards A were going to be slowed down. And then with an ulti into hell, it meant a very quick site secure for Gen.G. And now they're set up A once more. No Omen ult this time means that it'll be player one playing away from the rest of the team.
And as they take their time to once more, actually, you know, it seems a bit like last round saving is a bit intimidated by now. Backed off A short and A long immediately. Understandable. I mean, there was a good bit of the pack actually waiting back there.
And also, right, as soon as Sniper, who's rocking the operator here, he takes his shot, he wants to get off that site, right? You always want to make sure that operator's rotating between sites, so he sprints all the way through defender spawn from A to C. So now he's holding that C long angle. Could choose to go back there if he wants, but it would be an operator duel as Win is posted up there as well.
And Apo using his ult to actually make some noise, giving Lin a bit more room, and here's the ult, but Apo, he denies further access. I mean, temporarily at least, and this is the brilliant usage of all what you have. Sniper moving away, 3 points of health, but still, it is that Spike who has not found its final position.
Oh, the op here drops at the same time GMD comes around the corner.
30 seconds left.
So that's a fast kill. Eely here.
How unlucky.
On the Cypher. They have the ability to pincer down on this, but the ultimates they have completely useless in a situation like this until they can get some sort of a kill. Pop that Cypher ult.
At least they're trying to make it work together. I think that seems to be the crucial thing at the moment. As both come from Garage, that is the first flash. Gets actually nothing off the Omen. GMD is still the one who still seizes nothing. It's player one who gets nothing else in the round. All that mattered came down to this man.
I mean, Gen.G were perfectly set up for the attack from Garage, right? As soon as the first player gets traded out, player one's going to turn around the corner, be able to avenge GMD very easily right there. And if there had been maybe a bit more patience to come out from Eely there, or Mav rather, right? You know, you wait for the neural theft to pop, then you get that information. That fight becomes a little bit easier, but it was 1 by 1. The trade wasn't able to come out fast enough, and that's going to put Gen.G on match point here. 3 rounds in a row for LRS to be able to tie things up.
A wonderful miracle start we saw happening from the Viper-focused team of last round saving, and sides have been switched, and things started to fall the wrong way, and they didn't get back into the driver's seat. That's the unfortunate part for them at the moment, but still, we got 2 more maps to go. This is the best of 3. This is not a single elimination you immediately out. There's still a lot of room to breathe, even when they still right now still have the opportunity to go into overtime.
Quinn has the dags out already and 2 boosts, so we could use this to get over some walls and do some scouting. One of the fun things you can do with Jett on Haven is peek over that B window, check out B site, things like this are options to him, but you can already see really deep push forward down C long from last round save. Both Mav and Sniper need to get past this. They shoot the wire, now they check it out, and the flank they know is coming in, but they only know of 1 player. Do Gen.G, and there's 2 there ready to go.
They very much do. Player 1 though getting eliminated, and suddenly it might be a man advantage. That's all great and nice. The thing though is the bomb is about to be planted on the A side with all those narrow and small angles, the corners you need to check. A Reyna, a Shawn, that is a frag machine now on her ult. And as you say, this is a huge kill. It does not change the matter of fact that you have frag heavy players left on the side. And as it now has to come, Shawn finds the first, swings around the corner, but is eliminated.
He tried to peek the corner for a last second of information, but it wasn't good enough. And the clutch in that round was not just the flank, because the flank was great. The second player there really threw off player 1. But Eely was close enough to A heaven to hear that Quinn had actually boosted up into that window. So he was able to walk upstairs, was fully expecting a Jett to be there in his face, won that duel, then also had the angle to be able to finish off MkaeL down A long. So clutch round from Ely to show up there with 3 kills for himself, and that will mean 12-10 here. Just 2 more rounds here for LRS to push it to overtime.
Rounds are, those can be 2 very long rounds. Those can be 2 extremely long rounds as, well, they pick up the pace, and oh man, there's no fail for the moment. Sniper takes a more close angle and runs back. See you later. And with that entry, it's a bit of chaos created.
I mean, he hardly took any damage either. He wants to get aggressive with it again. He hears the shots around the corner, gets the kill, pops back out with the dismiss. It's brilliant play coming through from Sniper here as Gen.G does get the kill onto Apo, and the Empress comes out to lock it down.
Yeah, they might just want to lock it down, but that is a crucial mistake. That should have been a hot shot that went into the way of Cypher, as no, they fall left, right, and center. It seems like it needs to be that frag-heavy opening character in the form of Reyna, now changing it up. And, well, we saw amazing frags coming. We saw aggression on A-Long paying off, but it now needs to be the concentration.
And Empress is about to time out, right? He's going to turn this corner. It's already out, so it's gone. He loses the duel. Gen.G takes him down and secures Haven for Gen.G.
How unlucky can you be? How unfortunate it was. But that was once more really outstanding. And once more, this is a team that right now both teams play their first round just right now. This is their first round of both of them. They have never met. So far, it was LRS continuously getting strong opponents in early rounds. And again, the fight they deliver is something